Hello there. I'm trying something a little bit different today, as you can see. I'm using the new app called Clips from Apple. This allows me to embed the text of what I'm saying onto the video itself. And it allows you to interact with it a little bit differently by being able to play it without having to listen to my voice. But obviously, that's not the subject of this video. The topic for our video conversation today is obviously debriefing the transition. And I want to tackle something that we discussed in our program director meeting this morning. We talked about how valuable one-on-one conversations are with school leaders, with teachers. We are constantly having these moments in the hallways, in classrooms, and yet the value of that relationship building moment doesn't sustain. It doesn't get built into all of the other moments that we are having, whether that's one-on-one or with large groups of people. And so the question is this: how do we leverage those one-on-one moments and the moments of relationship building for conversation and value that lasts beyond those moments? A good example of this was yesterday. John Boo had a conversation with a teacher. The teacher wanted to know how they were going to be able to monitor the screens on Chromebooks during a math lesson. And John maybe dismissed it a little bit as this is a classroom management issue. This is a engagement issue. This isn't a technology issue. And I think rightly so. That's exactly what we would want someone who is really engaged in the cultures of thinking to be thinking about and supporting with teachers. And yet, if he had left it just as a one-on-one moment, then we would have never heard about it. We would never be able to support the many teachers that are thinking about that because it hadn't been raised up. And so what he did was he sent an email around. He sent a communication that this one-on-one conversation had happened and that it might be something to consider solving for elsewhere. Now, I don't think email is necessarily the only way to do this. However, I think we might be able to come up with many more solutions for those one-on-one relationship building moments to translate them into something that lasts, something that continues to build value for the rest of the school, for the rest of the district. And so the question that I have for you as well as for myself is, how do we let one-on-one moments support our one-to-many moments? How do we let our one-on-one relationship building exercises and coaching experiences create these exponential supports that allow for those moments to be leveraged into huge amounts of support for all teachers, for all schools? And I don't have an answer for that, but there is something inside of documenting those one-on-one moments and sharing that with the team that I think could create a lot of value, that could create this idea of ongoing support as the structure for support. So hopefully this video type is another type that we might be able to use in the future, but I did want to do a little bit of experimenting today, and I hope this was a worthwhile experiment. I hope you have an amazing day of teaching, thinking, learning, and creating. Have a good one.